all just really natural. It is natural.
Yeah.
My hair is really wavy naturally, but this morning when I go wavy.
Do you like the wave?
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it wavy.
I think what I wanted to see is the bigness of it.
Right. It's like, ooh, it's big.
Basically, within 24 hours of feeling like I'm coming down with the flu, I was in the hospital on life support with less than a 2% chance of living. And I would almost think that a lot of people who have gone through what I've gone through would black a lot of this stuff out. But I was seriously hanging on to dear life, and I wouldn't let myself go. I knew if I just relaxed for a second that I would die. So I was as aware and conscious as I could be.
Today I'm doing a photo shoot for Foam magazine. See? Foam? And it's for the LLG collection, which is the Live, Learn, Grow collection through Element Skateboards and Element Eden.
First of all, when they brought me into triage to take my blood pressure and temperature, I remember the nurse, was asking me how I was feeling, and I was like, I'm so tired. Like, I can't breathe. I'm so tired. And it's weird because I think she thought I was being dramatic because she was kind of fighting with me a little bit. She was like, hold on, let me take your temperature. Let me take your blood pressure. And my blood pressure was completely crashed. I was in full septic shock. And she was like, oh my God. So she rushed me to the emergency room. I remember a nurse was trying to draw blood, and she was poking me with this needle trying to find a vein, and she couldn't find a vein. But I remember watching her poking me and thinking, I can't even feel her poke me. Like, my entire body was numb. It was all so surreal. I was watching it all happen. And then she broke down and started crying, and she asked the doctor, why can't I find a vein? And then the doctor said, because she's in cardiac arrest. And I remember thinking, oh my God, I'm in cardiac arrest. Like, what does this mean? And I looked at the nurse and I said, am I dying? And she said, she was crying, and she said, we're doing everything we can to save you. And that's when, it really hit me at that point, like, I'm dying. And this is what it feels like to die. I was conscious enough to grab the phone that was next to me and dial my mom's number, and then I handed it to the doctor. And I overheard him tell my parents that we have no idea what she has, but she has maybe 2 hours left to live. So even though I was completely aware I'm dying, they just told my parents I have 2 hours left to live, and my family's not here. I didn't feel emotionally connected to it. I didn't feel sad. It was kind of matter of fact. Okay, this is what it feels like to die. My family's not here right now. I'm gonna die. I felt like if I would have just relaxed for a second, I was gonna go. So I was just like forcing myself to stay aware of everything that was going on. And I'm grateful for that, though, because now I've got kind of this amazing experience that I remember being a part of, So it took 5 days before the test came back for them to know what it was, which was bacterial meningitis, which is a vaccine-preventable blood infection. We don't know how I got it, except that 1 in 4 people are carriers. So the bacteria lives on your nose and your mouth, and something that we're in contact with a lot, especially by the time we're like 18 and 19, we should be pretty immune to it. But for whatever reason, like 3,000 Americans a year will get it, and I just happen to be one of those 3,000. I was in a coma for a couple weeks, and when I came out of the coma, I asked my dad to make sure he called my work and told him I wouldn't be in until Monday. And he was like, do you even know what you just went through? And I was like, well, I know I'm sick. And he was like, Amy, you've like flatlined, and you've had like no percentage left of living and have gone through massive surgeries and all this stuff. And it was about 5 weeks after I went into the hospital that the doctor came in and saying, if we don't amputate here at my ankles tomorrow, then we're going to have to amputate here at your thighs next week. And I can honestly say, I was like, do it. Let's just get this over with. Gosh, at the time they amputated my legs, maybe I had like a 15% chance of living still because I had so much organ damage. My kidneys had completely shut down. My spleen had burst and they removed it. My left lung was totally filling with blood and they had to do surgery on that. My adrenal glands were hemorrhaging. Pretty much every organ in my body was affected except for my heart and my brain. There was just a lot of anxiety for everybody on like really what's going to happen and how strong am I going to ever be again and how well am I going to heal from this. When I went home from the hospital, I remember laying in my bed and like looking at my legs and just thinking, oh my gosh, okay, this is my life now. And not being honestly like saddened by it. And I instantly visualized myself snowboarding, that I didn't just see myself carving down this mountain of powder. I could feel it. I could seriously feel it. And I remember feeling so inspired and just like, I have no clue how I'm going to do this again. I just know that I'm going to do this. And I saw myself walking gracefully. I saw myself on stage talking to people, somehow helping people. I didn't just see it, but I could feel it. I could feel all of these things happening. And I just knew I'm going to make this happen. I'm still me. Like, I still feel good about myself. I still feel like my body is beautiful. I know where I stand in this world. I know what I want to do. I know what I'm passionate about. I know it makes me feel good. And all of that stuff I can still be involved in. And I'm just grateful that I had that kind of feeling right off the bat because I feel like I continued to have confidence in who I was kind of right from the beginning. And just thinking, all right, like this isn't bringing me down. Like this is not taking me out. When I woke up from surgery, I remember kind of glancing down and realizing, okay, like this is real. You know, they took my legs.